guys, we're once again at Desucon. This year we're here for all of the 3 days and this is the summer one. I've only been to the summer one once. My last video was about Desucon Frostbite, which is the winter one, where I've been like at least 3 times now, but I've only been to the summer one once. So I can now give you a video about the summer Desucon. This year is also special because I'm actually doing a lecture. So that's tomorrow. On Saturday I'm doing a comparative lecture on the Estonian and Finnish con scenes at 4. And this also means that I was invited to this gathering afterwards that's for like staff and guests. So I am actually staying in Finland this time until Monday. Today on Friday I'm cosplaying as like a very chill version of Harley Quinn. And the Saturday and Sunday I'm cosplaying as Desucon. So I'll see you at the event. I arrived at the Sibelius Hall by the time that they had already opened, and I think the opening ceremony had also already started, so there wasn't that much of a lineup, so I got there pretty quickly and I managed to get my beautiful program on a card that you can see here, and I'm very happy with. I tried getting the early reservation for the Friday flea market. This time I knew that you had to confirm your reservation if you got it. There was sort of a raffle to get it, but this time I didn't get an email saying that I got it. So my ticket expired, but I did manage to get a later slot later on in the day, so I did get into the flea market on Friday. There was lots of nice stuff. There were lots of albums, lots of manga, lots of figures, a lot of fashions, and there were also 2 figures that I actually would have wanted. And there was a Lanwenji and Desucon netherite doll, and I was tempted to get them, but it was 70 euros for both of these figures, which isn't too expensive, but it is just a lot of money. But look at how cute they are. But I ended up not getting them because I can't get just one of them because they're a couple. I need to get both of them, and I just didn't feel like spending 140 euros. So I had a look around at the flea market on Friday. I also went there later on Saturday. There was also a lot of cute fashion stuff that I was tempted by, but in the end I didn't get anything on either days. Then on Friday I visited a lecture about subgenres of isekai basically. They went through different subgenres and different fun tropes of isekais, and it was overall a really nice lecture. Then I also visited the anime music quiz that I visited last time with my friend, but I totally forgot to film that. And then this time in the restaurant area they had a sort of Desu lounge program, and one part of it was cosplay burlesque, but I couldn't film there either because filming their burlesque performances wasn't allowed, so I didn't film them. So you can just enjoy some footage of the isekai lecture. That wraps up my Friday, and on Saturday I got to the venue pretty early on. I didn't have to try and book any tickets because I already knew I didn't want to go to the cosplay competition, which had separate tickets, because I wanted to listen to a kawaii history lecture, which we will get to later. The convention hall also had this big wall where you could put your memories of past Desucons, and I put one of mine there as well. This was done because this was the 15th year Desucon was happening, so that's why they had this lovely, cute new tradition. And then I pretty much hurried on to the Apothecary Diaries lecture. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Anyways, this lecture was about womanhood and motherhood in Apothecary Diaries, and it was a wonderful lecture. It was really interesting. It was really focused on the anime, really focused on the topics of motherhood and the female characters, and it was just really interesting and good. I have watched all of the anime. I hadn't watched all of the manga. I was kind of shocked by how dark the manga is gonna get, so that worries me a little. It was kind of a dark lecture, but anyways, I still really enjoyed it. Then I met up with a friend who was only there for Saturday, so we queued for the flea market again, and the queue was kind of insane, but we got there. And we also went to the general sales area, which wasn't open on Friday, as is the case on Desucon. They had this Untamed art book, but it was A, quite heavy, B had grammar mistakes in it, and C cost like over 60 euros. So I didn't end up getting it because Untamed is my least favorite Modao Shusha adaptation. Otherwise, they had lots of nice figures, lots of nice Japanese food, all the kind of stuff you would expect from a general sales area. There were also some places that sold games, and from this place I found this Winx in Concert Nintendo DS game. They also had another Winx Club DS game. That one was 50 euros and it was for the Nintendo 3DS, so I don't think it would work on my DS. They also had some of the bigger artists at the general sales area, as opposed to the pretty small artist alley. Because the artist alley is small, they usually try to have the bigger artists who are more popular in the general sales area. Then we went to listen to a lecture about basically gothic themes in manga. And I loved it. It was really informative, it was really fun, great examples. By the way, you can see all the lectures in full on Desucon's website, or almost all of the lectures, loads of lectures, my lecture included. So definitely check out Desucon's official YouTube for that. Speaking of lectures, we then went on to see a lecture about villainous mangas. Sadly, I couldn't listen to the entire thing because I wanted to leave early to get ready for my own lecture, but it seemed like a really good lecture as well. So then I went on to my own lecture. Here you can see me set up. They had given me quite a large room and I was worried that it might be kind of empty because I wasn't sure how popular it would be, but I was very happy to see that the hall was pretty much full. I knew that I had 75 minutes and lots of material, but I still expected 75 minutes to fit everything that I had prepared, but I felt like I could have actually gotten the 90-minute slot, and that would have enabled me to talk more calmly and talk more about some things in detail. I did manage to cover everything, but I sort of rushed in the end. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my lecture. And also I'm using some of Desucon's footage of my lecture. I got permission from them, so it's all fine. But definitely check out their YouTube as well. After my lecture, I actually rushed to eat because Desucon had given me a free lunch ticket and that was available until 17:30, I want to say. So I rushed to eat, I got some late lunch, and then I visited my last lecture for the day, which was the lecture about kawaii history. I absolutely loved this. It was very interesting. For me, the fashion side was already pretty well known. There was little new there, but in terms of artists, and in terms of idols, there was lots of new information there for me, and it was overall very coherent, very interesting, and they talked about different sides of kawaii history, so I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it might have also been my favorite lecture of the event. And then I hung out with my friends a bit and went home afterwards. There was also a evening party in the evening, but it had an extra ticket of 15 euros and I wasn't really feeling it, so I ended up not going there. Hey guys, it's day 3. We're about to try and get AMV tickets in a few minutes. They're notoriously hard to get, so hopefully I'll get them. I did actually make a submission this year, but I didn't get into finals. So I'll also try and take part of an Estonian AMV contest, and then I'll upload the results on YouTube as well. But for now, I'll just try to get some tickets and we'll see how it goes. I'm predicting that I won't get them online, but hopefully I can get them at the info desk because that's how I usually get them. So we'll see how that goes. The most shocking plot twist of the entire event, I would say, was the fact that I actually managed to get the AMV tickets online this time. But usually you can also get them at the info, and if you're going to the event, then this is a hack that you should definitely use, because they sell out online way faster than they do at the info. There's usually always some left at the info. And I spoke to the organizers later and they assured me that they're not planning to go full online, and that there will always be some given out at the info as well. So the contest is free, but you have to get the tickets beforehand. Now, AMV contest is probably one of my favorite things about Desucon, and probably one of my favorite things in conventions to do in general, especially in Finland, because Estonian conventions don't usually have AMV contests. Now this year's AMV contest had lots of Final Fantasy, which is to be expected because Final Fantasy is really popular with the new remake. And there was lots of other stuff as well. There sadly weren't any videos that focused on any of my main fandoms, but there were still lots of really good videos. I will say that this year's contest felt particularly angsty. There were loads of really sad videos, and they had clearly tried to mix them up a little bit and put some fun ones in the middle, but the sad ones were just so sad and so angsty that I feel like the overall mood was more angsty than it was happy, even though there were lots of fun videos as well, and they really tried to balance it out. There were some that I really enjoyed myself, like for instance the Who the Hell is Edgar AMV, using music from the Eurovision song last year, Who the Hell is Edgar, and I also really liked the I'm Blue AMV. I will link the full Desucon AMV playlist in the description down below, so you can check them out yourself, but be warned that there are some Final Fantasy spoilers, and also that there are lots of really sad AMVs this year. They were still really good, and I'm glad I went. I also listened to 2 lectures on that day, one before the AMV contest, and this was about which age is the most dangerous to be an anime character, a child in anime. They had done statistics using loads of different anime series to see what kind of horrible things happen to children in anime at what age and which ages are the most dangerous to be a child in. A really interesting topic in general. Then after the AMV contest, I listened to a lecture about body positivity and the lack of body positivity in manga. And it was honestly sort of what I expected, because I am aware of the severe lack of body positivity in anime and manga, but it was still really interesting. And it was good to see some positive examples they brought out as well. Again, check out all the lectures on Desucon's official YouTube channel. Then me and my friend hung out at the artist alley a bit. I went there on Saturday as well, but the place where they have it in the sort of balcony area through 2 floors is kind of cramped, so it's hard to film there.
I also wanted to mention that I got this really cute Stella sticker. The seller had all of the Wings girls, but I just wanted to pick some, and I picked Stella because I really like her design.
I also, for the first time, stayed for the closing ceremony because I went back on Monday, and the closing ceremony was really amazing. The special guests were all there, but there was also a sort of play put on with a sort of almost like a parody of Power Rangers, and the actors were really good. They didn't feel like cosplayers, they felt like actual actors. I was really impressed with the quality of the ending ceremony, so if you have the chance, then definitely check it out. Afterwards, I stayed for the staff party, which was also really nice, and I'm really happy and glad that I was invited, and in general that I was invited to speak at Desucon. Desucon is probably one of my favorite conventions of all time, and I hope to speak there again in the future. If I'm not speaking there, then I hope to get tickets, and I definitely recommend that all of you check it out. Another thing to mention is that their program sheet had this bingo sheet in it, which you could fill out and then you could win Desu merch. I did fill mine out, but I forgot to give it to info. There was a deadline of Sunday 2 p.m. and I just didn't have enough time. But overall, I really enjoyed myself at Desucon. I hope to be there again in the future, like I said, and if I am, I will definitely make more videos of it. But until then, I'll see you in another video, which might be a convention video in Estonia actually. So I'll see you then. Bye!